Hey guys, what is up? It is Badass Brownskin back with another video. So in this video, I'm going to be reviewing / unboxing this Peruvian water wave hair. I'm in love with this curl pattern and I'm shook. But I did this whole process in this video. So if you're interested, please stay tuned.
Circles, circles, ellipses. Trees and flowers, trees and grass and laughs.
Okay, so this is the packaging. This is from Show Hair. The box is a little beat up, but you know, who cares about that? The wig, we know the wig is safe. Alright, flip it back this way. Open up this wig. Alright, bitch, I really needed a fucking beauty blender. Okay guys, so a 14-inch water wave wig. So here I'm just pinning my wig down with a few pins, sticking it in the pin head so that way when I do go through and pluck the hair, the wig won't move back or get in the way. So here is the parting space throughout the wig. I think the parting space is pretty great. This is also like my third wig, so I haven't had a lot of wig experience, but for me this is pretty good. Like even the hairline was plucked pretty well, so I didn't feel like there was an excessive amount of plucking that I needed to do. So here's just a really good view of the hairline. So I'm going in and I'm plucking the middle part. I'm widening it up a little bit because it was too thin for my liking. It looked too wiggy for me. So I just wanted to define that a little bit more. And then after that, I go in sections behind the middle part to, you know, just to keep it natural. So that way when I did want to style it any additional way, I could, because the parting space would be. So this was about how much hair I plucked and shedding and all of that. Not a bad amount. So this is how the hair looked after I let it air dry for the day. The curl pattern is so beautiful. Oh my goodness. This is a water wave, like, oh my god. So here I am putting on the stocking cap. It is a nude color because the hair store was out of like a brown color for me, but it's pretty cool because I put foundation on it anyway. So I'm just fitting it to my head. I'm going to use Got To Be as the free spray to lay it down before I cut and blow dry it off. You just want to make sure that it's a good amount of spray up there, so that way when you melt it onto the wig, that it's really melted on, so that way you don't have to go back and add more spray or add more heat. So here I'm blow drying where I added the free spray on so I can melt that onto my skin. This process is kind of long, so I made it kind of short for you. Now I'm going to get ready to cut the excessive stocking cap out of the way. This is a really like customizable part because the stocking cap has to like match your hairline. You don't want it to be too thick, too like you don't want it down your forehead, you know what I'm saying, because it's going to show through your wig. And plus your wig, you need that to look natural, like a natural hairline. So your stocking cap needs to start where you will want your hairline to be. So I'm just cutting around my earlobes and cutting off the next side and section. Now I could already tell from me cutting that I had it glued down too far, as you can tell where the lace is at. So I went back and like re-wet the ends of where it's at with like a makeup remover wipe and like peeled it back to the right amount and cut it off. Now this is where I would want it at because this is where the hairline on my wig will start on my forehead. Now refitting the wig, I can tell that it lines up perfectly. Sometimes you got to go back and forth, you know, you have to be patient with it because you want your hair to look good. So yeah, don't rush this process. So now I'm going in with I have a bronzer palette that I picked up from Five Below. I'm taking the two darkest shades and I'm putting that on where the hairline is at and further down the stocking cap, so that way like when I do part my hair, it looks like the natural color of my scalp. Even though this is a more vibrant color, I didn't have my Black Radiance palette with me, so I had to use this one. But I could go over with like a paler bronzer color en route to make it look more natural, but it all looks good in the end, no worries. So here I'm cutting the lace, matching it with my hairline. Right now I'm just doing a basic round cut, just to be safe, because you know you don't want to mess anything up or cut the lace too short too soon, you know. Now I'm clipping the hair out of my face, so that way when I add the glue and freeze spray, my hair, you know, is not in the way. I hate when that happens, like it gets in the way when I'm blow drying. So I'm adding a pretty thick layer of Got2b, because I only add one layer. I don't go back in with 2 layers. So I'm adding a thick layer of Got2b. Then I'm going to blow dry that down a little bit. Now I'm going in with my freeze spray. The freeze spray kind of lifted my stocking cap just a little bit, but I blow dried it right back down. But that can happen, just to let you know. So here I'm just melting that down. I'm putting my lace where I will want it placed, and I'm taking a section at a time that I'm going to blow dry to kind of focus it on melting in that section. And then I move to the next section after that. So as you can see that I'm blowing down this section, like the perimeter of the lace is still lifted, which actually worked in my favor, because like I said, I was going to go back to customize the lace to my hairline, and that being lifted as it was, I went and cut that off, which was what I needed to cut off. So it actually worked out and it wasn't difficult. So I just used my scissors to lift it up a little bit more, and that's where I cut the extra lace at. And be careful, because you don't want to cut your hairline. That would suck. So I took some freeze spray and I put it under those sections that I, cut, and I'm melting that back down. So now I'm pulling down the little hairs in the front of the hairline, and I'm going to cut them to make them some baby hairs. I sometimes get scared when I cut the baby hairs, because I don't want to cut them too short. Like, I've done that before, and then you gotta make the baby hair, it's like the little loops really fucking small. So I chopped them like at a decent height and just kind of like really maneuvered them how I wanted to. Over time, if the baby hairs bother me because they're too long, I'll chop more as I go, but I didn't want to cut too short, I wanted to stay safe. So I'm taking some mousse and I'm placing it where I'm going to swoop my baby hairs. I don't place it directly on the hairline because I feel like it lifts my Got2b that I just melted, and I don't want to do that. So I'm very like sensitive and gentle when I swoop my baby hairs. So yeah, I'm doing that, and I'm working them, trying to fluke them the way that I want them. I don't ever really try to do too much, but I think I did pretty decent for this one. I wasn't mad at it, and I really like how it was plucked. It was plucked really nice for the baby hairs. So we are all done, as you can see. So I'm just gonna take like the top portion of my hair and kind of clip it back, so that way when I hair tie, wrap it up, it's not really in my way. So yep, wrapping the hair, let it sit. Now I'm just gonna play around with it, see how I wanted to part it and style it. I didn't really style it. I had just pretty much put the wig on this night, but I was playing around with the texture and the side flips, you know what I'm saying? Look at that part. That's I didn't even put no powder in that. That's from the stocking cap being underneath. That's from it being pre-plucked and my little bit of extra plucking. That's like effortless, honestly. And the hair is so bouncy, you can rub your fingers through it. Like, I'm shook. So you tell me what you see, because that's how it feels, that's how it looks. Alright. I wish I had a drum roll for this part, because this part is so like significant. Yeah, that looks great, right? Yeah, it looks great. I was shook too. So I'm gonna go in and figure out which way I'm gonna part it. I really liked how my baby hairs came out, and I really like how the hairline looks. Like, I was just really feeling it. So I mean, it looks good. It looks really good, honestly. Wow. Yeah. So I'm going in with the powder from the same bronzer palette, and taking those same two shades and defining my parts, covering up a lot of those, what do you call those little holes? Well, the knots, you know, because I didn't bleach my knots, and I never bleached my knots before, but I do want to do that. Probably will do that in my next wig. But this is a great way to kind of clear that up. Nobody can tell, you know, it's a secret. It looks really good. Knots are not really ever a problem with me. I don't really care, you know. I know I'm wearing a wig, so whatever. But it looks really good. This was a really like natural to go style, but it wasn't enough for me. I still wanted to style it, and that's when I had my little twisties in the front. Yes, girl, it's cute. But look at his hair, defined. Alright guys, so that is the wrap up of my video. I hope that my breakdown teaches and helps somebody in some kind of way. Yeah, I hope that you can take something from this. This is like my second time doing the stocking cap method. I'm not a pro, but it works for me, so boom. But yes, I really love this wig. If you guys are interested in this wig, the product info will be down in the description below. Tongue twister. The product info will be down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, I'll be back with another video soon. Like, comment, subscribe. Badass Brownskin out.